How can you build a loving relationship? Well, you can do it by learning skills. The Franz Lomo Show is designed to equip you with counseling skills and biblical principles to help you learn how to build and maintain a loving relationship. As a mental health counselor, a doctoral candidate in marriage and family at Liberty University, an author of many books about loving relationships, and a pastor, Franz can definitely help you learn counseling skills and biblical principles to build the loving relationship you so deserve. Search for Franz Lamore at Amazon to find his books about building loving relationships. And now, here is Franz Lamore for another great presentation about loving relationships.
Hi there, welcome to the Franz Lomo Show. As you know, we are all about building and maintaining loving relationships. So when you come to my show, you're going to learn at least a principle that can add to your toolbox to ensure you continue building loving relationships, because we all deserve to feel love, experience love. So welcome to my channel. I am grateful for you. And today I am going to talk to you about something that is very important. As you know, I'm a licensed mental health counselor, author of many books available at Amazon. I'm also a pastor of many years. Because of my positions, I have the privilege of doing couple therapy for thousands of couples around the world. I pay close attention to my clients. And one of the requests that most wives share with me is this. I wish my husband understands how important it is to give me his attention. When I'm talking to my husband, he's watching TV, he's using WhatsApp. This hurts me a lot. So today in this show, we are going to reverse the cycle to ensure next time I speak to your wife, she gives me positive feedback on how you give your attention to her. Are you ready to learn? In this presentation, I'm going to share with you 5 ways you can give your attention to your wife and she will feel loved by you. Yeah. 5 ways. The good things about the 5 techniques or principles, loving techniques that I'm going to share with you, you don't have to have money to do them. You don't need to be an expert in love and in relationships and communications to do them. You don't need to have a degree to do them. They are so easy to practice, but often overlooked because we do not consider them to be important. I have used them in my relationship with my wife, and I receive thousands of positive feedbacks from my wife when I do that. And I have to constantly remind myself, you need to give your wife your attention, and this is how you do it. Are you ready? All right, 5 ways, 5 steps, or 5 rules of giving your attention to your wife so that she can feel your love. I am doing this for the wife because I'm a husband. So I'm speaking from my perspective and my relationship with Jenny, how I see these techniques work. I said, and then when I do therapy for couples, I share them with my clients, and they also provide positive feedbacks on how these techniques, these simple techniques, help them out. So, are you ready? Number 1, your mind. Yeah, you cannot give your attention to your wife without giving her your mind. Give your wife your mind when she's talking with you. An attentive mind, may I add. What does that mean, to give your wife an attentive mind? This means the application of your mind to what your wife is sharing with you. Sometimes our wives are talking with us, but we don't give them an attentive mind. Our mind is not connected with our wives. So there are three things that is important when it comes to giving an attentive mind to your wife. Why do you need to do that? To know the facts as stated. When your wife is speaking to you, you don't want to give meanings to what she's saying. You need to give an attentive mind to know or receive the facts as she states the facts, not as you wish she does it. B, to understand the facts from your wife's perspective and to apply the facts for the betterment of your wife. So if your wife is communicating to you something that is important, in her mind, if that her wish comes true, she will be a better wife. She will feel loved by you. So when you apply your mind to what your wife is telling you, you're basically doing three things. You want to know the facts as she states them, understand the facts from her perspective, and to apply the facts for the betterment of your wife. You get it clear? You understand it? You got it? An attentive mind, what? To know the facts as your wife is telling you, not as you wish. To understand the facts from her perspective and to apply what you learn from her for the betterment of your spouse. Now, one thing that is so important, our mind is so powerful. Your mind can receive thousands of information. It's waiting for you to tell your mind what you want to do with this information. So in the process of communicating with your wife, to give her your attentive mind, you need to understand how to delete all conversations that you didn't like. So you don't come to the conversation with information, yesterday's data that you didn't like, because if you do that, it will prevent you from giving your wife an attentive mind. So what you do? Because you love your wife and love does not keep a record of wrong, you delete the old conversation that you didn't like because you are a forgiving husband. Love forgives, you know that. So if you say, I love my wife, that means you are willing to empty your mind from previous negative conversations that you had with your wife, and you delete those conversations. Now your brain is open, your mind is open to receive the new information that she wants to share with you. So the first thing that you do to give your wife your attention is giving her an attentive mind. You don't have to pay anything for that. We all have a mind, don't we, guys? Yes, we do. Give your mind to your wife and she will be happy. And when you do that, she will say, you know what? My husband values me. Well, you cannot give your mind to many things at the same time. If your wife is speaking to you and you're giving your mind to social media, to football or a sport, it will hinder your ability to give your wife the attention she deserves. And think about it, guys. That's your wife. I mean, if you don't give your wife your attention, who do you expect to give her the attention that she needs? If you don't, and then she seeks the attention for somebody else, how would that make you feel? You're not gonna be happy. I'm not suggesting that's what your wife should do if you don't give your attention to her, but I'm saying you don't want to open the door for the devil to come in and start bombarding your mind or the mind of your wife with thoughts that you don't want her to cultivate or contemplate. And eventually, when we cultivate and contemplating thoughts, we might end up doing what we are thinking, because our thoughts influence how we feel and what we do based on cognitive behavioral therapy. So give your mind to your wife. Number 2, your eyes. When your wife is speaking to you, yes, give your wife your eyes. You got 2 eyes. Give them to her. Give your wife an attentive eye. How do you do that? Make eye contact with your wife to indicate that I am interested in what you are saying to me. I love you enough to look at you, to pay attention to what you are telling me using my eyes. You don't have to pay for your eyes. God already blessed you with beautiful eyes. Look at your wife with your eyes and let her see your love through your eyes. Give your eyes to your wife. That's one way you can give attention to her, and she will love it. Look at her. Ask her, honey, when you talk to me, if I make eye contact with you, how does that make you feel? She will tell you, I feel loved, valued, important, because my husband give up everything to look at me. Even his phone, can you believe that? Yes, I believe it. Love will make a husband do things that only love can make him do. I experienced this, guys, in my relationship with my wife. So give your wife not only your mind, but your eyes. Your mind to receive the information from her perspective, and your eyes to show her that you are interested in what she is sharing with you. Number 3, your hands. Yes, give your wife an attentive hand. This includes physical contact, such as holding your wife, holding her hands. Place your hand around her neck as you sit side by side. Yeah, you will indicate that you love her. Yeah, I'm not saying that, you hold your wife with second thought. What I mean by that, you already envision what it would be like later on the bed. That's not what I'm talking about. You hold her because you value your wife. You want her to experience your love through physical touch. Okay, you use your hands. Now, if your wife is talking to you and you're going like this, it's as I'm doing it right now, it feels so good. I'm doing it for me. Now think about it. Get your wife's hand and then do like this. Softly. Just physical touch. And then hold her arms, her hands, and make eye contact. With your mind focus on her. Man, that is love and action. Give your wife your hands. Number 4, give your wife your ears. Your ears are important. When you want to give your attention to your wife, give your wife an attentive ear. Okay? This means listen actively. Listen actively is the ability to repeat to your wife what you heard your wife said, to ensure we have mutual understanding. Mutual understanding. What do? You give your eyes, your ears, your hands, give your ears to your wife. Why is that important? For active listening. When you do active listening, you do not interrupt your wife when she's talking. And these principles are applicable for the husband as well. For the wife as well, I meant to say. So the wife can use the same principle that I'm sharing with you guys to give you the attention that you deserve as a husband. But the focus today is on us, because I realize most of us as husbands, we have difficulty to give attention to our wives. In our mind, we think what our wives are telling us is not as important as what we want to do. If a man is a supervisor or someone that we value, we respect, is talking to us, we drop everything to listen to that person. But when it comes to our wives, sometimes it's difficult to do so. So we have to train ourselves in order to give the attention that our wives deserve. So give your ears to your wife for active listening. Active listening is the ability to listen without interruption, to repeat what you heard from your wife precisely, exactly as stated, and then she will give you feedback. If you have, for example, I heard you said that if I wash the dishes, that will make you happy. Is that correct? Yes, so you reflect on what she said. Now, once she confirm with you that's what she said, then we have mutual understanding. Oftentimes, we have difficulty in our relationships because of lack of understanding. We think we heard the right thing, but the speaker disagrees. Then we get into an argument when we don't feel heard, valued, and understood. We can avoid all that by giving our ears to practice active listening, not passive listening. So if your hands, your hands are occupied with something else, it's going to be very hard for you to practice active listening, to give your ears, because your brain is already preoccupied with something that you value more than what your wife is telling you. Okay, so you give your wife your mind, your eyes, your hands, and your ears. What left? What left? Only one thing is left, but it's the most important thing for a woman. Really? Yes. Yes, guys, it is the most important. What I'm going to tell you right now is the most important thing for a woman. What is it? Give your heart to your wife. Give your wife an attentive heart. What does that mean? This means to emotionally connect with your wife, with what she's sharing with you. Cry if you need when you hear the pains of your wife through her words, her body language. You need to pay attention closely so that you can feel what she's telling you, because feelings are important for a woman. They are emotional beings. They experience emotions better than us as well. Sometimes we are afraid of expressing our emotions, but a woman is good at expressing her emotions. So give your heart to your wife. Cry if you need to when you hear the pains of your wife. Rejoice when you hear the success of your wife. Be her cheerleader or her greatest supporter. When she desires to do something, give your heart to your wife. And you do that when you emotionally connect with her. And when she feels connected with you emotionally, man, woo, it's paradise on earth. What do you guys think of these 5 little principles we all can use to give attention to our spouse? You deserve to understand each other. But without practicing those 5 principles, loving principles, it might be difficult for you to give your attention to your spouse the way you should. What stood out for you in this presentation? Leave a comment and let us know how giving your wife those 5 techniques I just shared with you can help your relationship. I want to hear from you. And if you believe this information is important, can you please share it with someone you know will benefit from it? I love you guys. See you next time for another great presentation. Okay? I promise